Happy new moon in Libra. I hope y'all are having a good one. Let's see if we've got anybody here. Yes, we do. Welcome. Thank you. Thank you for coming on in. Hey, I wish I had gotten out a little general summary of this new moon in Libra energy. But wow, Mercury retrograde kind of mucked up my tech this last week, and then I had a lot of private readings come in. Thank you to those of you who, came in for my private readings. By the way, I gotta put this up now because somebody asked, do you still do private readings? Yes, I do. Okay, so I'm gonna put it right up there. But, and again, a reminder, a big reminder, no more YouTube AdSense on here so much as I can help it. Okay, this channel is now 100% viewer supported. So if you want to give me a nice tip, I will greatly appreciate it. All the links are down in the description box down below. And, then once this is no longer live, I will hopefully, put it in the comments and pin it to the top of the comments. Okay, so thank you for those of you who are here and those of you who are watching later. I do want to talk to y'all about this general energy, very, just a little short intro on it before we get into the different signs. And we've got 10 out of 12 signs to do tonight. Thank you for any of you who timestamp for me. Very much appreciated, because these usually go on for about 3 hours, okay? And after the 3 hours, I'm really tired. And so if you come in behind and you timestamp, I greatly appreciate it. I will try to call out the timestamp on video. So if you hear it and it's not already posted in the comments later on after this is live, please do me a favor and just put it in there to help other people out. It helps me out. Thank you so much. Which signs are we doing tonight? Well, we're doing all except for Gemini and Libra, and I'm kind of sad about that. Can I say? Because, come on, it's a new moon in Libra. Why are we not doing Libra? But as you know, I only do the requested signs, and they weren't requested. Kind of sad about Gemini too, because, this new moon is hitting the same house as Gemini, so I was kind of looking forward to that, but oh well, we're going to focus on Aries, Taurus, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. And what I'm going to do is mix it all up, and whichever one we get to come out is the one that we're going to do, all right? And so while I'm kind of shuffling these without looking at them, right? While I'm shuffling these signs, let me say very briefly that this energy, in a nutshell, to wrap it up succinctly, is about new beginnings. That's a new moon, new beginnings in relationships, Libra, okay? Now, this is happening in the context of a lot of retrograde energy, okay? And so there could be a feeling of stagnation. There may have been a lot of misunderstandings, things not moving quite the way you had hoped or wanted or even agreed. Negotiations that went sideways, and you're like, what happened? I thought we had an agreement. What's going on with this? So a lot of that energy going on collectively, but this new moon gives us an opportunity to maybe find balance where something has gotten out of balance, to maybe find diplomacy in a matter where things have been kind of dicey, like up in the air. And yeah, to do some reflective work as to, how can I find harmony in a disharmonious situation with my relationships. And tonight, I'm going to be talking about what kind of relationships this is affecting you particularly. So, like, definitely listen to your rising, okay? Because whenever I get into the sign and the astrology pertaining to that sign, where we talk about exactly what kind of relationship is this impacting. Is this your relationship with money, your relationship with a career, romance, children? You fill in the blank, okay? This is gonna probably be most relevant for the rising signs, okay? But again, as I always say, your exact natal chart is gonna let you know, all right? So I'm a Taurus rising, I'll watch Taurus, but I just know with my natal chart, it's actually in the 5th house, which would be Gemini. So you have to, I can give you a guide, but remember, it's a general reading, okay? Come to me if you want something more specific, or find somebody, a reader that you trust, an astrologer that you trust, okay? But getting back to the energy of the new moon in Libra, new beginning in relationships. For each of you, the relationship is different depending on which house it's hitting. I will say collectively, I feel that there's this kind of Rodney King air about it. You know, there's this feeling in the air that's kind of, can we all just get along? I know it's kind of my generation reference. If you're younger, maybe you're like, what? Or if you're in another country, you're like, what? You know, but it's like, for those of you who don't remember Rodney King, you know, that was when all hell was breaking loose out on the streets in LA because of racial division and police brutality. And Rodney King, who was the victim in all of this, said publicly, hey, can we just all get along? And it's very simple, not a lot of depth to it. Let's not get real emotional here. That's kind of Libra. Let's just harmonize. Let's balance this out. Let's not ruffle any feathers here, Libra. You know, but trying to be diplomatic, trying to be the peacemaker, trying to negotiate in front of a tough crowd. So I don't know if over the next 2 weeks you're going to have a lot of depth of emotion, right? Libra is an air sign. I don't really know that you're going to have a lot of depth of conversation. But I think that people will try to keep it simple and get into, you know, how do we solve the problem? Where do we resolve the disharmony? How do we go back to the drawing boards and renegotiate for an agreement, okay? And for some of you, this is not necessarily involving others, it's within yourself. You trying to find agreement and harmony within yourself. But again, we'll see exactly how that plays out depending on, you know, what houses are getting triggered. I feel like I'm leaving stuff out, but I'm going to get on to the signs because I can't be thorough, you know. I know some of you want me to hop to your sign, and that's what we're going to do. I will say, though, if you want to know more about the astrology of the new moon in Leo, as always, go watch Leo King, okay? And he's not showing up on the search results for this new moon in Libra, which I think is a tragedy, but it is what is happening here on YouTube to the truth tellers, and he is definitely one of them. Nobody does astrology like Leo King, and unfortunately his voice is being suppressed. So yeah, there's a lot of good commentary about this energy here on YouTube, but make sure you don't miss out on Leo King's commentary of this new moon in Libra. And so with that, let's get on with it. Let's get on to Leo. Okay. And we will see who is next. I don't know if Leo has ever been first, okay? But, hey, I was just talking about Leo King. What are the chances? So, Leo, let's find out for you in a tarot spread what you need to balance and how did this get out of balance and how do you get it back in balance, okay? Let me say for Leo, this is hitting your 3rd house, having to do with communications, maybe people that you deal with on the day-to-day, neighbors, siblings, some type of sibling, brotherly or sisterly type of relationship. But this just popped out, so might have to do with a mother figure. For others of you, might be a Taurus or an Aries. For others of you, this is just simply a matter of how are you going to get expansion and growth on the day-to-day. in terms of and nurturing something, nurturing that, in terms of something going on with the way that you communicate, or the way that you connect with people on the day-to-day in your local community. Some of you, this might also be schooling, learning, okay, but at more of an elementary, primary level, okay? We're not talking about higher education. This is also about the facts, okay? So this new moon marks a new beginning in relationships, your relationships with people, who you're dealing with in your locale, people that you're communicating with on the day-to-day, some kind of new beginning with that. But let's see for you, what does Leo need to balance out right now? Okay, let me cut this deck. Well, another card of communications, and oddly, this is about long-distance communications, reaching a far-reaching audience. I mean, almost, honestly, this would be the opposite of third house, ninth house, okay? But it's also about progress, and I'm being brought back to that Empress card of growth, expansion, and in the same way, this is like, how do I get forward movement? By the way, thank you for the likes, whoever gave me a like. I forgot to mention that. It helps. Okay, how did this get out of balance? I think you were trying to make some kind of progress. Some of you might have taken a trip. Some of you might have involved yourself with a Sagittarius or a Cancer. Some of you were trying to progress, but maybe it was you went off in some different way, okay? I don't know if you went on a vacation or you took some kind of a journey. Again, maybe long distance, and when you came back, something was not in balance on the home front, okay? Something was left untended to. And how do you get balance? Well, 10 of Wands, you need to delegate. You need to drop some of those responsibilities. At the foundation, well, there you are, King of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This is also an entrepreneur. This is somebody who is really putting themselves out there and doing so confidently. But again, are you communicating confidently? Is there some issue with the way that, is it a lot of conversational, talking to too many people, too much, and you need to like hone your energy down? There's that new moon clarifying all of that progress and expansion. But I am seeing a full moon there, so there's something going on over the next 2 weeks where I think that what you're balancing out is how you're moving forward beyond this point. Maybe how you are going to be putting out a lot of communications over the next 2 weeks to try to get things forwardly moving. But how this got out of balance, it seems like you were trying to move it forward, okay? But I'm not really seeing, let me see if I can get some clarification. Yeah, I'm getting something again about, this might have been in the winter time that you might have taken a trip, or you're planning on taking a trip this winter. Something's maybe throwing things out of whack, okay? Some of you, if this is a person who threw you off, maybe a Sagittarius or a Cancer, it seems like somebody here, they're an older person. They could be a widower, and let's see what you need to drop. What burdens do you need to drop to balance this out, Leo? What burdens? Well, it's a new beginning, okay? And that's somebody maybe younger. And I'm getting something with, it could be an Aquarius, it could be something online, it could be, oh, I see. Okay, okay. Look, this new beginning that you're getting right now with this new moon has to do with your wishes and ambitions, but in order for you to take this on, you're going to have to clear your plate of something to make room for it, okay? You can't pick up anything more until you let something down. You're going to have to put it in your priority of, right, because I see a lot of traveling here, even at the foundation next to this. Hi, Nun. I think it started about 5 minutes ago, but I forgot to mention the time. Thanks for asking, and thanks for joining. I do see something about a 2-year time frame and messages coming in, messages over the last 2 years, okay? And I see there's been some lack of clarity and some doubt, okay? But I really feel that you need to get balanced in terms of what you're communicating and the direction you're moving in locally and in terms of, you know, long distance travel, because I feel like there's something going on with those things that are at odds. And I do see that progress and growth is on the table for you, but you're going to have to put something down in order to make space for something new. You're going to have to drop a burden, because right now I think it's too much, okay? And oh wow, never ending story is your advice, round and round. Some of you this is cyclical, okay? This has been going on for a long time, and I'm kind of in a bit of a prophetic flow here, and I feel like I need to tell you that, you know, you need to stop waiting for the perfect opportunity or the right moment or whatever, and you just need to dig your heels in like a good fixed sign we are, right? I'm your opposite, Aquarius, okay? Right? I was waiting for 4 years to make a move, a long distance travel, right? 8 of Wands. And I was waiting for the perfect moment and never came. Lockdowns came. Increased housing prices came. Oh, a whole bunch of other stuff came. But it didn't get easier for me. And when I realized, you know, it's not going to be made easy for me, that's when I just kind of got out my nails and I was like, damn it, I'm leaving. I'm leaving. I'm doing this. And I don't know what this is entirely for you, other than what I've already said, okay? For each of you, it will be more specific on an individual level. But whatever this is for you, Leo, dig your heels in. After you get clear about what you wish and what you want, then dig your heels in and just go for it. And that's really what I feel led to tell you. All right, let's see who is up next. And we have Virgo. Love it, Virgo. All right, we're at 1850 for Virgo. And Virgo, for you, this is hitting your second house of personal income, possessions, resources, values, self-worth, okay? So you have some new beginning in your relationship, maybe with money and what you value. Maybe reevaluating, what do I value at this point? Some of you trying to maybe generate a new income stream. Some of you having a different relationship with your possessions. Maybe in the past they meant a lot to you, now not so much, or vice versa. Okay, let's see what the cards have to say in terms of what needs to be balanced and harmonized for Virgo. How did this get out of balance? How does Virgo get it back into balance? Please show me for Virgo. What is out of balance? How do we fix this? Well, you have 3 of Swords at the foundation, so there is something here that has brought about some kind of separation, some kind of heartfelt difficulty for you. I'm sorry to say. What needs to get balanced right now is unhappiness. Some of you dealing with narcs, okay? People who are gonna just get theirs at whatever cost, all right? I think for the majority of you, this is about unhappiness of some kind, and that needs to get healed, if at all possible. How did it get imbalanced? Well, some of you maybe were experiencing so many emotions that it became overwhelming, that you didn't know how to deal with all the emotions. And how do you balance it out? It's time to get closure. It's time to shut the book on that chapter in your life. In some way, this might have to do, the unhappiness might be attached to what you valued or what you measured your self-worth on. Let me see, what is this unhappiness about? Okay, that just dropped in my lap. Well, usually this is a card that I associate with, okay, I'm hearing discontent, but I usually associate this with lack of clarity, lack of confidence, okay? But I'm hearing some kind of discontent. I'm also intuiting some type of battle or storm. Something came through your life that was disturbing, disruptive. Yes, caused you a lot of unhappiness, caused you to not see yourself and others clearly, caused you to lose your confidence in yourself, possibly others, possibly the universe. How did this get out of balance? Well, I told you it was about emotions, and I think that this is very, very important, okay? It might have been a very important person in your life, or a very important decision that you made in life, a stormy time in your life, a very key moment in your life where a lot of emotions came out. I'm hearing deluded. Somebody felt deluded, okay? But the way that you need to get balanced, I don't know how you're going to shut the door on this with a closure, okay? Because right now, it's almost like, it might be that a fixed sign, okay, a Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius, might be able to help you in some way. Possibly. Okay, a fixed sign. All right, let's see what that's about. It just fell far away, like it didn't want to come out, and it fell far away from me, like it's right. Oh yeah, full moon. So when that full moon comes up, which is 2 weeks from now, it's going to be the next full moon in Aries on the 9th of October. Try to let go, okay? Try to release at that time. Try to find some closure. Right now it's a full moon. This is a time that marks a new beginning, possibly having to do with deciding to adopt a new set of values, new sources of income, something maybe about self-reliance, okay, self-worth issues, seeing yourself in a new light, okay, in terms of your own self-worth. Work on that over the next 2 weeks. And this is really what I'm sensing for you. Work on adopting a new value system over the next 2 weeks. And then by the time we come into that full moon in Aries on the 9th of October, that's going to be a letting go of something having to do on a very individual level, Aries self, right? Where you let go of this old chapter of your life. I do see here at the foundation that this feeling cut off and separated, this is changing. It's time to grow. It's time to evolve. It's time to come into something new, Virgo. Let me see what the advice cards are saying. That one, this is sad. This is really, really super sad. I am sorry. But look at this, regeneration. Okay? And that confirms this card here, that there will be growth and evolution. This is positive change. You will begin again. This is some very harsh energy, all right? So right now, if you're just not feeling, woohoo, new moon in Libra, you know, like how some people are. If you're feeling this darkness at a time of new beginnings, I just want to encourage you. This is a time to think on, how do I adopt a new value system? So 2 weeks from now at that full moon in Aries, I can let go and release this old chapter, this old persona, this old value system that actually no longer works for me. I hope that that has helped somebody out there. And we're going to move on. Let's see who is next. For those of you who are just now joining in, we've done Leo and Virgo in that order. And now it is time for Pisces at 2638. Pisces, 2638. All right, Pisces, this is impacting your 8th house, having to do with sex, intimacy, power dynamics, all things private, death, taxes, other people's resources, inheritances, your spouse's income, my gosh. So you could have some new beginning in your relationship with others. It's very, and their values and shared values, okay? But let's see what the cards have to say about what is in need of balancing right now in your life. How did it get out of balance? How can you get it back into balance? Let's see for Pisces. Please show me Pisces. Please show me Pisces. All right. Had a straggler there. Are you straggling along, Pisces? Okay. Well, look, positive things are happening. There's going to be positive change. For some of you, though, it might be round and round with somebody, okay? Because we are talking about a house having to do with sex. Could this be a sexual partner? Could this be going round and round with the same person about the same power dynamics? And if this is not about an intimate union, this could be intimacy with family, private family matters, okay? Let's see what got out of balance. Well, it might have to do with a Cancer or a Sagittarius. Some of you, your ability to really listen to spirit, that angelic guidance. Some of you, did you lose your patience with the situation? We will see, we will clarify. And how it got out of balance, well, I can get some about somebody was waiting around and maybe lost their patience, trying to wait around on someone or something, okay? And it looks like you were trying to get some progress and forward movement in your life, but weight broke the gate is what I'm hearing, okay? And how do you get balance? Well, I think it's a matter of truth. Matter of truth. Something needs to have a spotlight put on it, okay? I'm going to find out what, but let's see what you need to balance right now. Like I said, could have involved a Cancer or a Sagittarius. But for some of you, it's about impatience. Somebody just got tired of waiting, and became impatient. And this is something that maybe happened with the last full moon, around the time of the last full moon, is something within yourself that may not get released until the next full moon. Okay, so the last full moon was about 2 weeks ago. If you didn't see my last live, where I, live for tarot, you might want to go check that out. There may be a message in there for you to kind of help illuminate what exactly was going on around that time 2 weeks ago. All right, if you're trying to get more insight on that. But some of you lost, I think, patience, or you just weren't listening to your intuition about something, or perhaps there was something going on where you were being, it was challenging for you to be patient with somebody, and in that moment you started getting divine downloads about that relationship, that person, that exchange that was going on between you and them. How it got out of balance, well, I'm going to try to get more insight on this about how it got. Yeah, this might be a family issue. It could be a health issue for some of you. If this is a romantic relationship, like a sexual union, I think, let me get better seated here. I think that somebody was trying to feel like the relationship was growing and thriving and expanding, okay? That there was that this was a healthy relationship that was actually going somewhere. In extreme cases, somebody might have been looking outside of the union for expansion. If they felt they cannot get expansion, and again, this could be family, this could be in a relationship, a sexual union, but I'm seeing that somebody is frustrated because they're not getting expansion in the timeline that they want. They felt things were not being nurtured, they weren't growing. Someone or something was not being attended to in a timely fashion. And the waiting game, and now I'm hearing Boy George, the crying game. Okay, that's like a cheating thing. That's not going to be for all of you. That I did see a little bit of an indication here about, for some of you, you're in a sexual union where somebody's looking outside the partnership. Okay, how you get in balance, there's got to be a moment of truth. Okay, there has got to be a moment of truth. Shine that disinfecting light on the whatever the problem is, okay? Bring that darkness to light. Get it all out in the open. Say what you mean what you say, is what I'm hearing. And you need to get clear within yourself about what needs to get cut out. I'm also getting a fall time frame with that card, that something has to be let go. This may have to do with cycles going on in communications, patterns in communications, things changing and shifting and back and forth, and here we go again. I thought we worked this out, now we're back to this same thing, right? And it might have to do with what is being given in relationships or not given, or how long it's taking to make an exchange that nurtures growth in a relationship, and somebody's kind of tired of waiting on it, from what I can tell. Let's see what Spirit's advice is on this. What is the advice for Pisces? The advice for Pisces. Advice for Pisces. I'm feeling this one. Ooh. Somebody really feels left out. By the way, hi Green Eyes, who says hello from Columbus, Ohio. Thanks for joining all the way in Texas. Yeah, Virgo got that, okay? Just got that, all right? And this is a leg up, right? I'm really getting a vibe off of this that, right, look, there's a mama bear with baby bear, okay? And I told you this could be a family dynamic. And here's a child here that's been orphaned, okay? So I'm getting kind of a contrast of somebody feeling left out, isolated, abandoned, alone, unsupported, versus team effort, right? Cooperation. And I do want to say this on a bit of a side note while I'm like clearing this deck. I think collectively with this energy, all of us are dealing with, especially here in America, we have a problem with hyper independence. Yeah, I'm going to say it. If you can't criticize your own people, you can't criticize anybody else, right? And I will say this. Yes, we have a pioneering spirit here in America, which I love, you know, but on the downside, the hyper independence is just, it's become, I'm seeing the dark side of it, where, you know, you have a lot of people who hide, suppress, deny their needs in relationships. And we're getting to a place collectively where we need to be able to open up about that stuff. And unfortunately, there's so much shame associated with people knowing their needs, having them, expressing them, advocating for them. Like, oh, you're needy. This must mean that you're dependent. No, what we need to be practicing with new moon in Libra, I'm on topic here, people. I didn't go anywhere. We're on topic. New moon in Libra is how do we have a new beginning in relationships, having a healthy interdependence. Maybe I have needs that you can't meet. Could we talk about that? Rather than you like making me, guilting me and making me feel bad that I have needs, right? Could we not do that collectively? And if we made agreements that you can't honor, again, Libra is about agreements, negotiations. And Jordan Peterson has said most people have really poor negotiation skills, myself included. I've had to learn this stuff, you know, and I can't even say I've arrived yet. But with the new moon in Libra, can we get to a place where maybe you made agreements? Maybe we negotiated something that actually, on second thought, with all these retrogrades, is not the best thing for both parties. So could we come back to the drawing boards in a non-defensive way and just, you know, diplomatically, with Libra, reason this out with one another without this having to be so emotionally charged and making people feel guilty for having needs, acknowledging them, and honoring them. Just a thought. Okay, that was my little side rant. All right, let's move on from Pisces, and we're on to Cancer. And those of you just tuning in, we've done Leo, Virgo, Pisces in that order. And we are now on to Cancer at 3852. And I see some comments coming in. I apologize. I have not been able to respond to all the comments here, but I see some people have joined in. And May is here for Scorpio. Lauren as well. Thanks for coming on in. Nun, thank you for writing down the timestamps. So helpful. My gosh, I so appreciate Nun. Hi, Maureen from Canada. Hope y'all are doing okay out in Canada. Whoa, it's getting spicy out there. All right, and then I'm saying my son was mouthing the words "she's needy" about his month-old baby. Some people have poor mental faculties. Everyone has needs: breathing, food, hugs, love, companionship. Absolutely. We've got to stop this. And I think with what's going on in the world at large, we're all going to be better off if we just acknowledge our needs and advocate for them. And yes, some people are not going to be able to meet them, but that doesn't mean that you're needy or you're dependent or codependent or whatever. Let's have healthy interdependency, you know. Help me help you, like Jerry Maguire says, right? Okay, Cancer. Let's correct this. Timestamp 4025, right? For Cancer. Cancer, let's see what you need to balance right now. How did it get out of balance? And how do you put it back in balance, okay? Right now, this new moon is impacting your 4th house of home, family, sense of belonging. Very Cancerian, right? So there's something going on with your family over the next 2 weeks where you're embarking on something new. Something new, possibly, if it's not with your family, it's perhaps on the home front, where you reside, or where you feel you belong, your environment that you feel like you just, you know, you're in your element there, okay? Let me see what the cards have to say about this balancing act and what you need to balance right now. Where do you need to find harmony? Where do you need to... That one wanted to pop open. So that's the Death card, and it might be about a separation. It could also have to do with this coming Scorpio season in October, okay? But what I like about the Death card is, particularly in the upright, is that it's kind of a death rebirth cycle. So maybe there was or has been a separation, but you might be breathing new life into that, okay? And it might have to do with something where there was like a stalemate. Somebody wasn't opening up. Well, that could be changing. We'll see. We'll see. Cancer. At the foundation, you have 10 of Wands. You got a lot on your plate right now, a lot of heaviness, okay? But what you need to balance is a new opportunity, and it might have to do with, again, your home or a new home. It could be a new career opportunity as well. If this is a relationship, it would be a relationship that is based on stability and security, having a new start based on stability and security and trust. How did it get out of balance? Well, it looks like somebody had a lot going on. You couldn't see the trees for the forest. Is that how that saying goes? They just maybe had some wishful thinking, or they just didn't imagine that things were going to go down the path they did, and maybe just kind of picked the wrong cup, picked the wrong option, and it wasn't viable. It didn't work out, okay? So now, here we go, another card having to do with trust, security, stability. This is how you've got to balance this out, Cancer. You're gonna have to bring the goods, okay? Yeah, Nun saying, couldn't see the forest for the trees. Thank you. I always get that mixed up. But yeah, some of you may have a lot going on here with the 7 of Cups and with the 10 of Wands, and may have taken on too much because you really couldn't see clearly if something was, you know, worthwhile or not. And this could, over the next 2 weeks, be a time where you need to drop some burdens. You need to drop some commitments that, after assessing them with all these retrogrades, you realize, you know, this is not a worthwhile investment of my time, attention, energy, resources. This is not going to give me the return on investment, or this is actually taking away from where my priority needs to be right now, okay? And this might have to do with a committed partnership, a formalized partnership. For some of you, maybe there is some kind of legality attached to this new opportunity, maybe a court order or whatever. But over the last 2 years, there has been some kind of crossroads that you've been at with someone or something. And again, there's some solidified tie, okay, to this new beginning. This could be a legal issue, okay? A court matter, legal documents, a court order that has been, I'm hearing, like in limbo or under questioning or something like that over the last 2 years, okay? But with this new moon in Libra, you have an opportunity to have a new beginning that's really solid, stable, foundational. How did it get imbalanced? Again, I'm getting, oh my gosh, I'm just getting so much of this pie in the sky. Somebody was not grounded, they were out in the ethers, they were, it's a lot of wishful thinking, scattered, not based, I don't even hear that word, based in reality. I don't know, something that it might have been escapism, okay, because 3D was just too damn heavy. And it might have been somebody just kind of checking out of reality. Also, I'm getting that somebody was going after their ambitions, their wishful thinking, trying to bring heaven down to earth, but not doing it in a very grounded, viable way. Not really seeing the truth of the matter, okay? Not seeing with clarity. Maybe having some sense of inspiration and dreaminess, like ambitions, and but it's just very pie in the sky type of something derailed you from taking the grounded approach. And so how do you get it back in balance? How do you get it back in balance? With the King of Pentacles, it might be that a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn is relevant. It might also be that working within the industries of, say, banking, finance, food industry, real estate, anything that has to do with tangible assets in the material realm, things that we can't live without, like housing, food. I want to say medical care, but that's more of a King of Chalices. But you get my idea, like maybe working in those industries, that line of work might help you to balance some things out. Now I got some jumpers. Oh yes. So again, I'm seeing something here about written communications, maybe a contract for some of you, where there have been some blockages. Somebody might have blocked you from texting or writing them, blocked communications, but this is changing, this is evolving based on your ability to bring in more trust, stability, security, and being like really a good steward of your resources, being very responsible, taking a very practical, down-to-earth approach. You are having this kind of evolution on a matter that I think has been blocked. At least the communications was blocked, and it also might again tie back to a court situation or a formalized commitment, a legal contract where somebody, I just heard, bit off more than they can chew. Bit off more than you can chew. Oh my gosh, you have so much advice. So much advice. Why are all the signs getting this tonight? Orphaned. Look, is this how we're feeling collectively with a new moon in Libra, right? Which should feel like, oh, well, new beginnings. Libra, beautiful, you know, beauty, harmony, diplomacy. Like, I can find a lot of good stuff to say about this. But why are these cards like this is getting like I'm stuck out alone, out in the cold? Might have to do with soulmates, okay? Where, you know, particularly with all this retrograde energy, you're having to reflect on where you're at in these relationships. And if you are feeling this, why? Because this new moon in Libra is a time that you can try to, I'm hearing, heal these rifts, okay? This might have been going on for a very, very long time with a never-ending story, but somebody's really having to go the distance, put the work in, and some of you actually might involve long, long distance travel, okay? But look at this, new life, new beginning, and it's time to go. Go where? The distance, to get this new beginning where you pop out of this, okay? It's time to break out of this. And if you don't know how to break out of this, because it's been going on for a long ass time with these relationships, it's time to ask yourself, how can I infuse more stability and security and trust in my relationships? How can I discern what's viable and what's not? What are worthwhile commitments and what are not? Oh, we got an Aquarius there, and I saw it over here as well. So Aquarius might be relevant in all of this. Just maybe. Just maybe. Aquarius here talking. And my ex-husband is a Cancer. So, yeah. Maybe an Aquarius is relevant in a Cancer's life. Yeah, soulmates. And these are the people that come into your life to teach you life lessons. It goes both ways. It's not a one-way street, right? It's both ways. It's mutual. We learn from each other. Okay, so I see some people are joining in, and I think T. Witten is here. Oh, T. Witten is here. Thanks for joining in, T. Witten. And thanks to everybody else who is in the chat and the people who've given me a like. Very much appreciated. Those just now joining, we have done Leo, Virgo, Pisces, and Cancer in that order, and now we are doing Sagittarius, okay? So at 5250, we are at Sagittarius. And let's see what's going on with Sagittarius. This new moon is hitting your 11th house, also very Aquarian. Oh my gosh, I just got a lot that fell out for y'all. I'm going to do a quickie read on that. Well, some of you getting very nostalgic with this Mercury retrograde right now. It might have to do with a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, water sign male, perhaps some kind of ending that occurred, but now healing is happening, balancing out. And again, I'm seeing Sagittarius, Cancer relevant here, possibly a mother figure as well, trying to bring about some harmony and growth in your life, trying to make plans for your future. But this is involving moving on from something so that you can get expansion with your life. Wow. All right, let's put that back in and let's see if those come out again, because I want to pull a spread for you, Sagittarius, on what you need to balance right now in your life. How did it get imbalanced? How do you get it back into balance? Okay. And with this hitting your 11th house, new relationships having to do with friendships, okay, colleagues, when we're talking about the 11th house. Your relationship, wow, these are talking, some of you new love, some of you healing, getting into spiritual healing, opening up about emotions. With the 11th house, this might involve an Aquarian as well, and also might involve your wishes, your ambitions, your hopes, your dreams. telling you, these cards are some chatty Cathys. Chatty Cathys here. All right. Let's see for Sagittarius. At the foundation, we have 3 of Cups. So there could be some gathering, again, possibly reconciliation. I saw that in the random cards that came out, that there's potentially some healing going on that is making way for expansion in your life, but it is involving somebody moving on or moving away to get forward movement in their life. What you need to balance right now, it might have to do with, you know, taking a time out. You might have been in a timeout for a while. You might have not been talking, taking action, not getting involved, not engaging, doing a lot of inner work, inner healing, inner reflection. But it's time to bring this into balance where maybe you do open up more. You do share those insights that you've gleaned over the last few months of all this retrograde energy where we've been going inward and we've been reevaluating a lot of things. How did this get out of balance? Well, some of you had a lot going on, I think. And it might have been a lot of communications, and I don't know why I'm hearing something over your head. And I don't mean that in an insulting way, but it was just like stuff flying, like, and you're like, whoa, hey, time out, enough, this is too much, too many words, too many people saying this, that, and the other, and I gotta take a time out. But maybe that pullback is now, it's time to come out of that, okay? Because maybe the coast is cleared. Okay, we'll see. I'll see about it, okay? But how do you get it balanced? Well, look at that. That has to do with balanced, harmonized communications, okay? It also has to do with, for some of you, maybe a new home. I did see somebody moving on there in those other cards that flipped out randomly. So perhaps getting settled into a new home for some of you may in some way help find balance and harmony. For others of you, it's just coming to a place of let's talk this out, let's communicate in a harmonious way. We don't have to be like all like this, but then I don't have to go to the opposite extreme and just totally disengage and unplug and all of that, right? So let's see. Tell me more about this 4 of Swords. What Sagittarius need to balance right now? See these cards now these cards are not like, you don't want to talk, you did not want to talk about something. You were in a mindset of I don't want to engage in this. I can't even get these cards right now. This particular on this question, it's like nope. Nope. Alrighty then. I'm going to respect that it's a nope. We don't want to talk about it. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Why did this get out of balance? Why did this get out of balance? Why did this get out of balance? Somebody was frustrated in the past, okay? There's a lot of frustration. It might be that some of you were dealing with a frustrating partner. Others of you, you were dealing with financial issues, debt, loss, incremental loss. Something was nagging and gnawing at you in the conversations, maybe about money, maybe about frustrations. And again, I'm seeing another card indicating here that it might have been somebody that you had some legal ties to. Maybe for some of you, there was a formalized partnership with them. Maybe they had some kind of authority over your life at some point in time, but no more. You just don't want to be in the mix of that. But unfortunately, I think that it created some kind of shutdown, all right? For some of you, this might have to do with the work and situation, okay? It may be a boss, somebody in authority on a job, okay? And again, if there was a lot, some of you got distracted with your work, and a lot of frustrations on the job took precedence over. Yeah, I am. The more I sit with that, the more I'm seeing that, okay? Friends, colleagues, something maybe took a lot of your attention, work related, okay? Some of you were just flat exhausted. You could not engage with whatever else was going on, okay? Let's see how you balance this. Well, I think that it's, you know, the writer is about messages, right? This is kind of like the old school mailman coming to deliver the message, right? And what message is it? It's from the heart. It's a message of affection, care, loyalty. And I think that's how you're going to harmonize the situation, is by expressing, you know, I really care about you. I really love you. This is important to me. Yes, maybe I took a time out. Maybe there were things I just wasn't ready to talk about. It was too much. It was frustrating. I need to take a chill pill. I need to decompress. I need to process this stuff. I need to heal. I need to, you know, whatever, fill in the blank. But I do want you to know that at the end of the day, I'm not like dipping out on you. I'm not a NPC, you know, non-player character. I actually care about you. And I want this to work out. For some of you, I am seeing a lot of family themes here. Okay, this is on the home front. And here we go with the tree, which has a lot to do with the family. And even though I know for you this new moon is hitting in the 11th house, as I said, maybe you have a family member who's an Aquarian, because 11th house is very Aquarian. I did see some themes of stuff going on with colleagues and friends, which is, you know, I can see it here as well. But for some of you, this might be sisters, siblings, okay? Family dynamic. And if this is not about a family dynamic at all for you, I can see that this is possibly about a health matter. Trying to reconcile something with your health, because I saw that this again could be a card indicating a health issue. So some of you, if you just weren't feeling well, you needed to take a time out and heal. Others of you, this is reconciling a relationship with friends, colleagues, family members. And I think for you, this new beginning in Libra has to do with those relationships where maybe you are looking at, what are your ambitions? What are your wishes? What are your goals? What are your dreams in terms of, you know, who you are in respect to these relationships? And the advice for you, Sagittarius, is peace. And I see it here, you know, I see it here that you are going to find some harmony in these communications, okay? Things are going to level out for you, and you got a leg up. Well, guess who else got that? I think that was Pisces. So, again, this is about relationships where, you know, people are helping one another. And they're helping in a peaceful way, right? There's mama bear, baby bear, and again, I told you this might be a family dynamic. It might involve siblings, okay? But regardless of who it involves, I see I see things leveling out for you, honestly, over the next 2 weeks. Because I think that you're starting to kind of come out, if you were like shut down at all for any reason, for physical or emotional health reasons, shut down. I see you coming out and opening up and talking more, and the communications leveling out, and if you're not reconciling directly with another person, you're going to reconcile something within yourself about these relationships. And what do you really want? What are your goals and your ambitions? If you were to dream big, if you were to imagine yourself in these relations and who you want to be in these dynamics, you're going to reconcile something about that within yourself over the next 2 weeks. All right. So we are done with Sagittarius. We've done Leo, Virgo, Pisces, Cancer, Sagittarius in that order. And who's next? Taurus. Love it. Gotta love it. Because I'm a Taurus rising, and I know T Witness as well, so Team Taurus, right? All right, we'll put that at timestamp 6525 for Taurus, 6525 for Taurus. And let's find out. Taurus, this is hitting our 6th house of, vocational life, everyday life. What's going on with on the work front, the daily routines with work and health habits and stuff like that. So for some of you, there might be a health issue or a work issue that you are going to get into a new schedule or routine. For some of you, maybe animals. 6th house is very much about animals. Yeah, T would say Team Taurus. Yeah. Okay, this just popped out. Yeah, who are you working with? Who are you networking with? Who are you collaborating with? Who is Team Taurus? Damn it, who's on board? All right, I'm going to just say, little bit of side venting here, Taurus props, right? All these retrogrades over the last few months may have revealed who's a Team Taurus and who's not. I mean, really. Maybe, look, with the Hierophant in reverse. Secrets coming out. Oh, yeah. And I tell you what, I've been noting things in different relationships. I'm like sitting back like the high priestess, like, noted. Oh my God, did you see what this person just did? Noted. Yeah, like, maybe you've been, collecting data on people secretly, like, okay, this person is not Team Taurus. Who is Team Taurus, I think, is what we need to know. Some of you, though, it goes to work, or it goes to health, or it goes to pets. But I think in more of a general sense with that 3 of Pentacles, it's who's Team Taurus, all right? So let's find out what you need to balance right now. How did it get out of balance? How do you get back into balance for Team Taurus? At the foundation, we have the World card. So some of you are coming to a place of closure, okay? It's time to close something out in your life, and it might have to do with the fixed signs, us being a fixed sign, Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio, okay? But bringing something to an end, bringing something to closure, and what you need to balance right now is disappointment, okay? Some of you, maybe people thought that they were being a Team Taurus player and they weren't, or what they brought was not enough or not what you asked for. There's some kind of disappointment here because you're like, meh, yeah, that's not what I'm asking you for. I'm not interested in that. This is disappointment, definitely, okay? How did it get out of balance? Well, I think somebody was waiting, trying to get expansion, and something might have been taking too long. Somebody's ship's coming in, somebody getting the cup offered to them was perhaps taking too damn long, okay? Like, yeah, he can't stand there forever, right? There's definitely been some waiting around. How do you need to balance it out? Well, we have the Strength card, and so this might have to do with a Leo, might have to do with Leo season. Did something happen in Leo season? Which we just got out of, right? Something back in July, all right? Well, that popped out. So I'm getting a masculine energy, and there's an issue of loyalty. For some of you, this actually might be a pet, because we're talking about 6th house. So if you have a male dog, there's something about a male dog, okay? Gosh, you know what? I really want to tune into that, but let me say also there's a loyalty issue, okay? This might be a friend for some of you. Or there's some type of, there might be a companion, but there's also, I'm getting something about a loyalty issue with a Leo is what is going to balance this out, okay? Please, Spirit, please help me get clear messages here. I'm trying to clear this space because I feel like that there's a lot more to this. Let's see, what are you disappointed or dissatisfied or apathetic about? There's some type of apathy going on maybe in your day-to-day life. People have disappointed you. People that you're trying to be a team player with, and there's something about their contribution that is, I'm hearing, lackluster, unlucky. Somebody feeling like opportunities were missed because somebody, what they offered was too little or too late or something like that. How did it get out of balance? How did it get out of balance? Something about the conversations. Somebody started talking about I want expansion. I'm waiting around here. I'm waiting. When are we going to move this forward? Probably a lot of people talking like that during all these retrogrades, frankly. Impatient because they're having, it's expressing, I'm being put on hold, and I'm waiting, and I'm trying to get expansion here, and I'm trying to get growth, and where is it? And that's when things went, I think, sideways. A lot of family stuff coming up, right? This might be a family member, somebody with prominent Leo placements. I am also saying that there's something in the family having to do with confidence, assertion, restraint, having a good character, okay, and being able to restrain themselves when that is called for, but also being able, like, and now I'm getting a bear at the foundation. Let's see. The closure might have to do with a maternal figure. Just like closing the chapter on something, and it might be the way you go after your game, the way you go after provision. I am seeing a Queen of Cups here, and getting a new start, okay? And I think if this is a mother figure, she is older. And again, there might be some work commitments or whatever, but I've just heard entanglements or something to that effect. And I feel that there was maybe a lot of chatty, nervous, I'm tired of waiting around, when am I going to get my expansion? And it seems like what was delivered in the exchange, the sharing of resources, the cooperation was lackluster, it was meager. I'm really getting a vibe here that the feminine maternal energy was very going after it, and that there were family members who were just like that, right? Restraint, holding back. Let me try and I feel like that needs to get balanced out. You know, some people here, it's not. There are contrasting ideas about what constitutes working together. For some of you, I mean, on the health front, I see really like asserting yourself strongly in terms of your own healing is what's going to help to balance this out. Like your, physical healing, just work on healing yourself. Because I don't know, like we can't make people do anything, right? This is yang energy, this very, very masculine energy, which I'm kind of sensing here as well with this Leo card, that you're going to have to take the initiative. And frankly, if you're the mama bear here, Taurus, I see you. I see you in this yang energy, and that might be off-putting to some people. Because if you're over here tapping your foot, like, where the hell is it? Didn't you say 12 o'clock? It's 3. And you don't like that they showed up a day late, dollar short. I mean, you're coming across pretty ballsy now, aren't you? But I don't really know that that's entirely a problem. Not for you. Okay. Listen. If you are, cocked and loaded and ready to go, and these people are showing up not on par with you, honestly, I feel the advice here is like, they're not Team Taurus, okay? Are they taking your best interest as their own? Are you taking their best interest as your own? Is there... People are showing themselves where they stand, where their loyalties are, where their confidence is, based on what they're showing up for and what they're not. What they are cooperating with and supporting and reciprocating, and what they're not. And I'm going to go back to that High Priestess in reverse. Secrets coming out. Your intuition, little drops of, signs here and there showing you this person ain't for you. You're geared up, ready to go. And the reason why they're disappointing you is because their heart ain't in it. Leo, whose heart is in it? That's how you get the balance with that Leo card. How do you get the balancing act? You need to find people that have a strong resolve within themselves and a confidence to bring the growth, bring the healing, to nurture something that is thriving and growing, rather than restraining themselves and holding back. The holding back is a little intuitive download. They're not for you. It's time to close the book on this. It's time to let it go. Sorry, Taurus. Feel ya. Believe me. Believe you me. Okay? Let's move on. We have done Leo, Virgo, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio in that order, Taurus as well. And now we are on to Capricorn, okay? And we are at timestamp 7935 for Capricorn. 7935 for Capricorn. And Capricorn, this is hitting your 10th house. Very Capricorn, right? Having to do with your status, your career, your reputation out in the world. So we're gonna find out how, what you need to balance right now, how it got out of balance, and what you can do to bring things back into balance. Please show me for Capricorn. I think this next 2 weeks for you, you might be able to embark upon something new in terms of your career. Something over the long term, something that involves a lot of longevity, maturity, okay? It might have to do with something status related. I don't know, for some of you maybe marriage, some of you maybe an investment. Investments might in some way be triggered, like legacy, right? Things of that nature that are kind of like generational wealth issues. Please show me for Capricorn. What is this new beginning? For Capricorn. Well, at the foundation, you have a Knight of Wands. Some of you move in house. Some of you just real quick action, okay? Real super quick action. Might involve a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and could be somebody under 30. Some of you get a message coming in out of bam, nowhere, okay? What you need to balance right now is a decision, okay? And some of you might have had a major wake-up call. Some of you have been in a time of deep reevaluation having to do with, as I said, could be generational wealth issues, could be career, could be your reputation, your status out in the world, really like reevaluating this. But this time of reevaluation, it's time to kind of like start loosening up and letting that go and coming out of all that energy, which I think is going to happen more as we get into October and all these, we start coming out of all these heavy retrogrades that we're in right now, like 5-6 retrogrades arguably, and we come into eclipse season in October. And then November as well, another eclipse that is just going to shake things up. And I do feel like you've had enough time. I just heard time's up, time's up. Mercury retrograde lifting, the very beginning of October. So, I mean, I'm just going to say over the next 2 weeks, you're going to start feeling like time's up. It's time to get out of this heavy reflection, okay, about those 10th house matters that I mentioned. How did this get out of balance? Some of you, a lot of heaviness, a lot of responsibility, a lot of burden. Something was wearing you down, okay? But how you balance it out is you got to have a fresh new start. Some of you needing to take some kind of leap of faith, maybe doing something kind of rambunctious out there, that people might not think you would do, like stable, solid Capricorn. Like, no way would they act like this, but maybe so. Some of you maybe getting a new love in your life. Some of you getting new housing. That could be the new beginning, all right? And then this would be with a person or a location that would hopefully elevate you, right? Or if not elevate your status, it would add to your portfolio, okay? Or if that doesn't apply, in some way it's going to give you leverage in your finances, okay? It's going to help you to pivot more powerfully into opportunities, to have more ability to take advantage of opportunities, because you are dropping this, okay? Going to a place, I just heard slim fast, like slim fast diet, okay? But I'm not telling y'all that, right? Don't take that literal. That's like some of you downsizing, right sizing is what I'm hearing. Traveling lightly, because you need to be able to go where you need to go when you need to go there, without the weight holding you back from your divine calling and where you're supposed to be going. Okay, some of you, all of this judgment card energy that came out has been, Spirit has been trying to show you, to give you a wake-up call about what this next move is that you need to do, and what burdens got you out of whack so that you couldn't get out of that, and what you need to drop so that you can, okay? Some of you, the wake-up call might have occurred, I should say, there's something having to do with a written letter, okay, or written communications, that somebody kind of had an aha moment, and it might have to do with, I'm sorry to say, the passing of someone, or the ending, or somebody putting an end to something. This might not literally be death, but it might be an ending or a separation, and somebody had a wake-up call about I gotta do something about this, okay? I gotta straighten this shit out, is what I'm hearing somebody say. This, whatever the communications was, I can see is very heavy, very sober. If it's not about death, it's something that carries a lot of gravity to it, okay? And then with the 10 of Wands, I can see that there has been a lot of heaviness that really put somebody off their, the heaviness and the gravity of the situation kind of put somebody off their track, okay? Threw somebody off balance. It might have to do with commitments again. For some of you, a committed relationship. And again, these might have been commitments that you took on at some point in time to stabilize you, but then they ended up actually holding you back. When you needed to kind of lift up that anchor and sail on to calmer shores, some of you were having trouble getting out of those deep waters, okay? And so it's time to kind of pull that anchor up, or withdraw those commitments that are binding you and holding you back. You need to drop some of these commitments, to these responsibilities, this heaviness. You need to drop, you need to, I should say, like, pull it out of those heavy waters and move on to safer shores, okay? And drop your commitments into an area or a place in life, or a person that, or a situation that is not so heavy. That is not so heavy. Because I am seeing that you need to get on to something new, something fresh with the Fool card, and that's what is going to help you balance the situation out. Might be an Aries that is relevant for some of you, perhaps also others of you. I'm seeing a new love, okay? A new love might come in for some of you. Whatever this new start is, this is going to bring a lot of blessing and healing into your life, a lot of honesty with conversations, a lot of wisdom. But And again, I'm getting a very sudden energy with the snake card. I do want to warn you, however, that this new start may reveal some jealousy among friends or people. You find out that they're saying stuff about you that is bringing about some jealousy because you decide to go do something new. Okay. For some of you, I am definitely seeing a love interest here, possibly a sexual partner, or you just going after what you care about, what you feel affection for, what is really on your heart to do, what you're passionate about. I'm seeing a lot of passion here. You deciding pretty suddenly over the next 2 weeks to just run in and take some action on something that frankly you spent a lot of time contemplating. You've been kind of stuck in a bit of stasis and not really maybe taking on any other commitments, and I can see why, because I think you're overcommitted at this point. You got to drop some of that, but I see you moving on to something else. Okay, let's see if we can get some advice for Capricorn. Advice for Capricorn. Please show me advice for Capricorn. Well, that didn't want to go down. Unfinished Symphony. And No Place Like Home. So I did see that for some of you, moving home is possible. I just heard it's not over. But some of you, if you're moving home, I think that you could be moving someplace that is not going to be as taxing on your resources. Again, you are downsizing or right-sizing. You are trying to alleviate some of the pressures, the burdens that you have been under, that are maybe taking a toll on your financial mobility, okay? Your ability to actually get success financially or relationally, because these thieves, this inflation is stealing from you, right? These landlords hiking up the housing, right, has been, it's stealing from you. If, I don't know why I'm sensing this, I just want to say that if you are having to leave a place that you find beautiful or that you've put a lot of yourself into, a lot of investment, and you feel like there's some loss of self in this, okay? This is not for everybody, okay? But I feel like I gotta say this for somebody. The house doesn't make you. The car doesn't make you. The job doesn't make you. The successful, affluent marriage partner does not make you. You make the house beautiful. You make the career stellar. You make the life partnership work, right? You add to it. It's not, the value is you, not these other things. Somebody needs to be reminded of that, because there's so much heaviness and gravity here in this reading, and you needing to light, which is not you, right? Unless you got some Sagittarius in you, maybe. But which is possible right next to Capricorn. But anyway, I think that some of you might be having a hard time swallowing these pills of what needs to be done in terms of this new beginning with your career status, reputation, the way people see you. But I feel like I've got to say that to you, that you are the value, not these other things. So please don't lose sight of that when making your decision to get your new beginning over the next 2 weeks. All right, that is Capricorn. And for those just now joining, we have done Leo, Virgo, Pisces, Cancer, Sagittarius, Taurus, and Capricorn in that order. And now we are on to Aquarius. Yes, yes, yes. Team Aquarius. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Because as many of you know, I'm Team Aquarius. All right. So Aquarius, this is hitting our 9th house of long distance travel, higher learning, publishing, communications, reaching that broader audience, right? What I do for a living is very 9th house-ish, right? I'm reaching people with my words all over, right? Way far. I'm in Texas, but I'm reaching people in Canada and Estonia and UK and the USA. It's exciting. So maybe there's some new beginning with that. Not sure how so, actually, because I've been enjoying, had some more private readings coming in. 9th house is very much about the guru, the belief system, spirituality, knowing, higher knowledge. And, well, last week I had a lot of private readings come in. Well, not a lot, but a good amount of readings come in after I had stepped away from my work for a while, and I started feeling like, oh yeah, this is where I belong. This is where I belong. Felt like, oh, this is in my element, because I've been looking at other things to do to supplement income, but getting back into my element, which is very 9th house, has been, you know, like, okay, yeah. So, by the way, thanks to those of you who reached out for a private reading, because I have been so discouraged with my online work, reaching the global audiences, 9th house. But who knows? This new beginning in our 9th house could launch a new beginning for us. Super positive for Aquarius. And yeah, if you are not an Aquarian who is, you know, doing online work like me or working with astrology like me, again, all very 9th house stuff. This is maybe about your beliefs. You're coming into a new belief system. Or, you know, some type of spiritual growth during this time. But let's see what the cards have to say about what... Yeah, Capricorn just got that. I think Leo got that as well. Yeah, okay. There's been, I think, a lot of heaviness. One of my clients, and right, I'm not going to say her name, but she's an Aquarian, and going through a lot of heaviness, which, you know, cover your ears, T. Witten, I will blame on Satan in the 10th house. But yeah, no, I mean, seriously heavy stuff, and it's just hard for me as an Aquarian to not speak to that, because I'm going through it, and I know y'all are going through it, and so of course that's going to come up, right? Some of you, this might be some heaviness having to do with a romantic interest and trying to get some forward movement in your life, some progress. Some of you actually moving and traveling and idealizing that. There's been some heaviness attached to that as well, and a lot of mental energy, a lot of thinking about it, okay? But a lot of heavy thoughts surrounding that. What you need to balance right now, King of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. For some of you, it's your empathic abilities. For some of you, it is, you know, a water sign, right? Male, but it could also simply just be this archetype of the ideal husband and father. You know, what you really desire in your life. Somebody that's going to come in and be a healer and connect with you on an emotional level, give you that emotional connection that you really desire. How did this get out of balance? Some of you have moved locations, or you're going through changes that you're juggling right now, and you're in between things, or you're trying to, like, adapt to change that's going on, and there's a lot of shift going on, and so how are you going to get this back into balance? 7 of Wands in reverse. Not really a fan of that card, if I may say so, because it indicates someone either giving up or just being very, very like hyper defensive, which to me is, how would that even be advised? I gotta think about that. Let's clarify and see if I get some insight on that. How do you get balance? You're gonna have to let something go, and you're gonna have to push really hard on something else. Something you're just gonna have to let it go. Stop defending it, stop fighting for it, stop trying to stand up for it. Just like it's a losing battle. Let it go. Pick your battles is what I'm hearing. Pick your battles is what I'm hearing. And then this is not to play passive or play possum. This is to direct your energy where you do have a chance of winning, okay? For some of you, this is involving a new beginning with a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. For others of you, maybe a child is involved with this person. This could be a father, like I said, father or husband figure. But I do see that something maybe was cut short, a new beginning. A new beginning was cut short. Something about the fall time, bringing a new beginning to harvest during the fall time, and I'm getting the 10 in October, fall. There might have been a loss with this masculine or with a child, and that is bringing about a new beginning starting in October. By the way, I have the 3-month Aquarius reading out on Etsy right now. It's $12.99. If you missed it, it is over there available now. Really great reading for the Aquarians, I just gotta say. And I'm only doing the requested signs, okay, because it's very comprehensive, over an hour of astrology and tarot on all 3 areas of life: general, love, finance, for each of the months. This that I'm getting right here is totally confirming what I saw in that 3-month forecast for Aquarius. October is going to be a bit of a balancing act, but it's going to balance out, okay? If you are feeling the loss of something, or that a new beginning was cut short, or a child was shorted in some way, you will be adapting to these changes in October. Please tell me more about this 2 of Pentacles. How this got imbalanced, okay? Well, I mean, I'm getting something here about partnership between 2 people, and yes, a commitment, maybe a marriage. There might have been some communications about, what am I going to commit to, this or that, this location or that location. Resources might have been a challenge. Juggling finances. Trying to juggle commitments. But how you're going to balance this out, I just heard it's going to be tricky, okay? The key player here is a woman. So, tell me more about that woman. Please tell me more about that woman. Tell me more about the woman. Well, I think that there's some suspicion going on, okay? You might have some suspicions about things being communicated in writing, contracts, agreements, texts, emails, letters. You might get some type of written communication, and based on that, you get a little bit suspicious, particularly if you're the female, and you're just like, yeah, that's it. That's it. Because that's how you balance. You're gonna have to take your hand off the plow of something. Okay, you gotta let go of something to make way for a new beginning that's coming in October. Something has to be released, right? You know, she's gonna either have to drop one of those coins, or she's gonna have to go 3 of Pentacles and get some people to come in and help her. But you just can't, right, keep your hands full. You either drop a coin, or you know, a commitment, a bill, a location, an option, or you get some help. You get some team players who can help you take on more and juggle more and do it effectively. Now I'm getting King of Wands. So there is possibly a fire sign who is relevant here. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And this might have been a person. Now I'm getting, okay. Somebody that you might have just let go of this person. You're like, I give up. I mean, I can't work with this. I can't do this. Is not workable. Because again, maybe you got some message where suddenly you realize, I can't trust this person. It's a feminine energy doing this. And I do see that there's been like some kind of missed opportunity because of lack of trust, lack of stability, lack of security, and it's brought about some heaviness. You might have had to cut somebody out. This might have been, for some of you, a younger partner. Maybe you thought there was some kind of emotional connection there. This is a totally different storyline that I'm getting for others of you that didn't resonate with the first one. If things got out of balance for you because you had to cut off somebody who you wanted to have a new beginning with, and it just got cut short, you know, you were juggling a lot, I think, and in terms of your commitments. And things got out of balance because I think that this person, they might have been very immature, and you had to cut them out and let them go. Let me see what the advice is. I feel like, to some degree, you know, I think there's some emotional feelings there, okay? But I'm also, it's weird, it's like there's some dynamic here of emotional immaturity versus somebody having emotional mastery versus emotional immaturity, or somebody needed to grow up and their maturity has been cut short, okay? That maybe somebody needs to work that out, and that's not something you can fix, so you just gotta let it go. Chop wood, well, that's just like, you know, get back to work, damn it. I mean, you got this going on. You've got to tend to this, all right? But again, maybe you need to drop some of it. And this is what I'm getting for a lot of the signs tonight, that with this new beginning, there's a lot of potential there. But when I keep getting these energies indicating that there's heaviness, well, that's telling me that in order for you to have this new beginning, you're going to have to let something go. Something that has been wearing you down, okay, and not getting you to places where you want to go. Exchange a gift. So this very much has to do, I think, with material stuff. And in the 9th house, going back to our astrology, some of you, maybe your beliefs on what the exchange needs to be between yourself and others. What work that they need to put into a relationship versus the work you need to put on a relationship. Coming into this higher understanding or knowledge of what the exchange is going to be. But I see a lot of you, if you ultimately decide that I'm not going to be able to get the exchange that I believe I need and I deserve, then some of you just going to drop it. Because that's really, as far as I can tell, the only way you can get balance in this situation. I mean, you can't make people, right? Especially if they don't have the maturity, or they're not ready, or they're dealing with their own issues. You can't make them. So you just have to kind of walk away and cut your losses. All right, that's all I have for Aquarius. And let me kind of fix my area here. And I don't know why, but my thing is not charging. My battery is low. Oh, yeah. I don't know why that's not charging. Give me a moment to plug it into my laptop. And maybe it will start charging through the laptop. Let's see. I don't know, it's the weirdest thing. Like, I don't know if that thing has a short in it or what. Because sometimes it shows it's charging and sometimes it doesn't. Okay. Alright, I'm sorry about that, but we're almost done, I believe. No, we're going to do Scorpio next. And then we're going to do Aries last, okay? 2 more signs, and hopefully this will start charging, because I don't know why. I'm going to have to get my daughter to bring her charger. Let's see if I can go to the end. I'm at 20% right now. Okay, so we are on to Scorpio starting at 112.07. Scorpio 112.07. Scorpio at 112.07. All right. Scorpio, this is impacting your 12th house of the hidden realm, right? The spiritual 5D realm. You're a very spiritual sign too, okay? And so for this new beginning, this has to do with what's going on with the dream world, the subconscious. It might have to do with self-sabotage, hidden enemies. Might have to do with institutions of healing, of imprisonment, confinement. But you know, this new moon can bring about some breakthrough revelation in terms of maybe realizing where you didn't see things clearly in a way that maybe has gotten in your way, has held you back, and you're able to see past the fog, see past the veil, and move on from it, okay? Let's see. For Scorpio, what has gotten out of balance for Scorpio? How did this get out of balance, and how can Scorpio get it back into balance? Show me. Please show me for Scorpio. At the foundation, you have 7 of Cups. Why did that fly? We got another 7 here too. 7. Oh, somebody's sneaking around. Oh my God, this is so 12th house-ish. So 12th house-ish. Like, what the heck's going on? I don't know. He's trying to hide it. He doesn't want to see it. You know? This person does not want people to see what he's doing. This person doesn't want to see what's going on. Oh, don't look at me and how I'm getting over on you. Okay, I don't want to see what the truth is, but look what's sitting right under it. The truth. You can run, but you can't hide. It's there. It's there. It's there. Okay? Well, let's see. What do you need to balance now? This might be emotional disconnectedness. You know? Not really connecting on an emotional level to someone or something. How did this get out of balance? Somebody might have been seeking attention or recognition of some kind. Somebody might have actually been out in the spotlight, and it just kind of threw things off, where it was like, you know, I just want to get my attention, so that's all that's about. But the heart wasn't really plugged in. Okay? It's like, I don't know, is it attention-seeking behavior? Okay? And how you need to balance this out? Well, look at what's stuck is really what I'm getting here. Look at what's at a stalemate right now with your life. But I'm honestly getting a lot of, I don't want to see it. I don't want to look at it. Is this, I don't want to feel it. I don't want to open up to it. I don't want to hear it, see it, feel it. Oh my gosh. What the heck? I just heard drop the swords. Drop the swords. And I told you, the swords are this. This is the truth versus lies. You know, this is the truth versus, and clarity versus illusion. Fantasyland, wishful thinking versus the sobriety of what's going on here. I don't know why I'm hearing Dorothy. We're not in Kansas anymore. We're not in Kansas anymore. Okay. Okay, whatever that means. Let's find out about how, what this is that you need to balance with the emotional disconnect. Honestly, I get the feeling like somebody keeps going after their happiness and they want attention, they want affirmation. And again, there's a time and a place for that. I'm not in any way trying to invalidate you. However, I see something emotionally disconnected here. And again, you might be totally connected as Scorpio, like you're fully aware of the depths of your emotions. But are you sharing that? Are you in those deep waters with another? Or do you just stay in there by yourself? There's some kind of crossroads here. Oh my goodness. So many twos. So many twos. Look at that. 22. 8 divisible by 2. 6 divisible by 2. 2 of Swords. Back at the 2. This has a lot to do with union versus disunion. Partnership. And there's a 2-year time frame here of, has somebody not, they've been at a crossroads out of emotional disconnect issues. Somebody's saying, well, that's not me, that's them. Okay. This one just came forward. Whatever has been going on the last 2 years has been shining a light on this need to heal, this matter of emotional disconnect. And right now, you know, the sun is putting a spotlight on this issue of it's time to heal this. How did this get out of balance? How did this get out of balance? How did this get out of balance? This might have been a friend or a companion of yours that brought a lot of frustration. You might have also been loyal to something that frustrated you. Some of you have dealt with also some kind of, if it wasn't frustration, it was incremental loss in terms of something that you were loyal to. But you were seeking, I don't know, validation. And again, maybe rightly so, you know. It might have been among friends. You wanted camaraderie. You wanted some kind of acknowledgement from peers of your accomplishments, but all it has been is like frustration and incremental loss. And I don't know if that's when the disconnect started happening. The way that you are going to, well, that just popped out. Again, I'm seeing a woman front and center here is key. Opening up, like dropping the swords, okay? It's time to open up, see, hear, feel, be present with, emotionally connect to. Some of you, if you're having trouble doing that, I think you need to try to journal, okay? Particularly feminine energy here, okay? I'm also getting something, you know, in writing. Some of you may be reading maybe some self-help books, or I don't know, it's like some of you are like, oh God, come on now. You know, like you're so beyond it, you know, but and again, I'm getting another female yet again. So I feel that the feminine energy is particularly like not wanting to see something, dealing with people who don't want to be seen. Again, because there's some emotional disconnect going on of I don't want to, and if you are masculine Scorpio, I mean, you're dealing with women who are just, I'm sorry to say, there's something maybe immature about them, maybe they're younger, there's some difficult truth that they just get off into fantasy land because it's almost like escapism, okay? Let's see what the advice is. Let's see what the advice is for Scorpio. What is the advice for Scorpio? Please show me Scorpio. I'm getting 2 cards here. Chop wood. Well, Aquarius got that in exchanging gifts. How the heck didn't Aquarius just get that? Sets a foundation. Co-create. You need to connect. You need to connect. Okay? This is what's out of balance. Disconnect. This is how you balance it up. Drop the swords is what I heard. Drop it. And when you drop the swords, then you open up that heart. You see another. They see you. You hear them. You feel them. You're present with them. And you co-create. But there has to be an exchange, and this might have to do with, you know, your work. It might have to do with your spiritual gifts, okay? Because we're talking about 12th house. I'm intuiting something on the day-to-day with like 6th house-ish, which mirrors that 12th house. So in some way your vocation, your day-to-day work may factor into this. the mundane life, right? Factors into the way you are conducting yourself on the day-to-day. Feminine energy was really strong, showing up strong here, okay? But there's some kind of immaturity going on, or just not wanting to connect. Like the person could, but they're just like, I'm done, I'm out, I can't, not now. And that's not really serving you well, because you're meant to be in union where there's a valued exchange on an emotional level. And that's really what I'm getting out of that message for you. Okay, so we are going to finish Aries. And for those of you just now joining, I have done Leo, Virgo, Pisces, Cancer, Sagittarius, Taurus, Capricorn, Aquarius, Scorpio. In that order, we are finishing out with Aries. And let me check my battery. 14%. All right, hopefully we're gonna make it to the home run. 14% for Aries. All right, and you know I love me some Aries. I really do. I absolutely love Aries, and I miss Aries. I absolutely do. But need to act right sometimes, right? Yeah, I said it. I'm sorry. If you're Aries, please forgive me. That wasn't you. That wasn't you. Yeah, timestamp 125:45 Aries. But I just love me some Aries. But sometimes, you know, it's rough. Rough with the Aries. Yeah. No, I did not do Gemini tonight. And I didn't do Libra because they weren't requested. Boo-hoo, I wanted to do them. How can we not do Libra on a new moon in Libra? That's just, you know? And I really wanted to do Gemini because they're, the way the moon is transiting into their 5th house, you know, of fun, dating, romance is actually how it's transiting in my chart. So I was personally looking forward to that, but it wasn't requested. So boo-hoo, that's what it is. Yeah, Denise, request when we go live again on the next new moon, full moon in Aries on the 9th of October. Usually, and you got to make sure that you're subscribed and you've activated the bell for notifications, and then I'll put out some notice of going live. And that's when I ask for people to request the signs. But yes, 10 for tonight, and I'm almost out of battery, and for some reason my thing is plugged in, but it's not charging. I'm at 14% right now. So let's finish up with Aries. My bad, Aries. I've just been talking all over your reading. I'm sorry. Okay, maybe we want to move that timestamp to 127:25, Aries. Okay. Oh, Aries. This is hitting your 7th house of long-term committed partnerships. This has to do with commitments and contracts, relationships over the long term. Okay. Yeah, I am sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, Denise. Okay. So we're going to find out, you know, what the cards have to say about what you need to work on balancing right now, because Libra is all about balancing things out, negotiations. It's all about relationships as well. And for you, long-term committed relationships. Okay, what are you committing yourself to? And you know, back to the cards. What do you need to balance out right now? How did it get out of balance? And how do you get it back into balance? Okay. So let's find out for Aries, 7th house. Might be a new beginning in committed partnerships, okay? Might sign a contract, or have the option to do that, but although, you know, I would say wait probably until Mercury gets out of retrograde, which would be on the 2nd of October, all right? Others of you, you're either getting into a committed partnership or like a long-term committed partnership. I'm talking marriage material, okay? Or you are thinking about this over the next 2 weeks. You're thinking about, what do I want to commit myself to, okay? The foundation, well, just like Scorpio, you have a card showing that there's some kind of emotional disconnect. Maybe you are moving on from something, okay? With every new beginning, there's an ending. I think you are trying to move on to your happiness. Aries, of course you are. Aries is always about their happiness, right? Happy, happy, happy. Aries loves to be happy. But what I'm seeing here is that what needs to be balanced is perhaps this energy of past regrets, of having to accept your losses, having to just kick the dust off your feet and move on from stuff, which I think probably y'all do better than most, because y'all like new beginnings. Y'all like the new stuff. New, next, what's next, where's the fun, you know, this type of thing. Typical Aries, right? But perhaps there's been a bit too much of that, okay, is all I'm saying. How did this get out of balance? Ten of Cups, it might have been a home and family situation, maybe a marriage for some of you, others of you, idealism about what happily ever after is supposed to be. And sometimes if it's not like your idea of perfect, then something is just run amok. I mean, I'm going to clarify that, but how do you get balance? Truth, clarity, agreement, and for some of you, this might be a contract. Some of you, this might be an idea. Tell me what this Five of Cups is about in reverse, because that's what needs to get balanced. These are like past regrets. Ooh, I don't like it. Okay, so this is having to do with the truth about some exchange that was not, it was an imbalance in the exchange. And it might have been about money for some of you. Again, if this is like a business partnership, something was not flowing with the money, with the exchange of resources. If this is a relationship, this is needing to see the truth and get clear about how there was not equitable exchange between two parties in this relationship. There is not flow. And that resulted in regrets, disappointments. Something is off in the exchange, okay? How did this get imbalanced? Someone maybe had ideals, and I'm at 10% now. So I see a man here front and center. Might have been a man's ideals of he's looking for Miss Perfect, or, you know, Mr. Perfect, or whomever these days. We just don't know anymore. Welcome to 2022, right? Some, you know, maybe it's like, I'm not going to give you a fair exchange because I'm in a marriage already, I'm already in a commitment, or, you know, you're not really my end all be all. This is just a this will do for now relationship. Oh, a lot of cards just came out. This might have had to do with an Aquarian, but I'm also seeing somebody really kind of wishful thinking. and there's been a breakdown in a formalized relationship and no evolution, no growth. It's going nowhere. So again, I'm getting this masculine energy, very pie in the sky, really letting his wishful thinking maybe get the best of him, or not giving his best because somebody's not living up to his expectations, or he's already in a commitment, so he can't give, he can't prioritize or give in equal measure to the other person. But there's some breakdown, like there's a lack of commitment here, and there's a lack of growth and evolution in this relationship as a result. So that's how things get out of balance, and the exchange is no longer fair. Well, how do you get it in balance? Somebody needs to get clear on their commitments, what they're going to commit themselves to and what they're not. And realizing that, you know, commitments, yes, sometimes they can hold you back from things, but other times they can, you know, give you stability and security. And, you know, commitment does not have to be a loss of freedom. It can actually be quite empowering if you can co-create with the right person, commit to the right things, then that's going to give you forward movement. For some of you, some of you have some idea involving traveling overseas, or taking a trip, going on a boat or something like that. I'm also getting committed to getting forward movement, okay? You need to get clear about committing yourself to what is going to move you forward in your life. Not this idealized concept, but no, really, truthfully, honest, like the sober truth that hurts and offends. Like, get brutally honest with yourself, okay? I'm also getting another message here that there's something going on with the next full moon, which is in your sign, by the way. Full moon in Aries on the 9th of October. And it's probably going to be work related, and making a commitment having to do with work around that. And you might be releasing, right, because it's a full moon in Aries, letting go of something having to do with a commitment to work. Around that, that's 2 weeks from now, okay? Others of you, I'm getting another message here that you need to, what you are going to shed is some of this trickster type of behavior going on with commitments, marital commitments, sneaking around type of behavior, okay? That is having to get shed. If it's not you, it's somebody around you. But I get that, like, this is kind of really a heavy matter. There's a seriousness, a sobriety to this. And I'm getting that with that Grave card. I'm getting it with that Ace of Swords card. And let's see about your advice. Yeah, I'm at 8%. I'm racing against the clock, okay? And I'm feeling this one here. Higher power. Gosh, I'm being brought back. This is a Depeche Mode song. I'll tag it later if I'm running out of time, but it's something about higher power, or I'll tag it later if I think of it, okay? All right, mending. Okay, this is two people here. Do some fences need to be mended? All right. Some of you really need to tune in to what Spirit is directing you to do. You need to be more Spirit-led about these relationships and how to heal them and mend them. With this new moon in Libra, this is a new beginning in relationships, a new beginning in relating to people. We're putting this aside because whatever has been going on in the exchange with the relationships, the truth is it needs to get healed. There's been something unfair or unjust in the exchange, and somebody needs to see the truth about it, and how it's resulting in these situations where people have no choice but to accept their losses and move on. That needs to get healed, but through, spirit leading you, you're going to be able to do that, and really to recognize how this idealization is getting in the way. Particularly, I think of men, they're always looking for the next whatever, Mrs. Better, and they realize like 40, 50 years old, she doesn't exist. We're all flawed. Welcome to the Matrix, and again, for some of you, this guy's already married, and he's trying to like double dip or something, okay? Or he's already in a commitment, or he's idealized somebody else, and for that reason he cannot give his all to another. And until he lets go of that, it's gonna always come out like this. 5 of Cups in reverse, with this exchange being out of balance. So I hope I've said something here that has helped y'all. And I am going to close out on that note. I'm at 7%. So let me say, just as a reminder, thank you for the tips. Links are down below. Thanks for those of you who want to come to me for private readings. Links are down below. And thanks to you that moderated, timestamp, particularly Nun T. Witten. Thank you so much for joining. And just a reminder, also, I forgot to say this earlier, important, very important, is that the 3-month forecast for Aquarius is on Etsy for $12.99. Next week I will be, God willing, putting out Cancer and Libra as requested. I'm only doing the 3-month forecast as requested, okay, because they're quite labor intensive. And so if you want to request more signs for the 3-month forecast, then make sure and comment down below or on my community page, and I will do it if it's requested, okay? And so I hope to connect with y'all again next week. Y'all have a blessed new moon in Libra. Y'all take care. Bye-bye now.